Hi everybody, it's Kathy here from Paper and Lace Princess, and I'm welcoming you here to my tags, tabs and pockets tutorial. Wow, that's a mouthful. Today what I wanted to show you was how to do these tags, get the shapes of these tags, to do the actual tabs, and then to move on and make these lovely little pockets, that nice little scalloped edge there to match your tags. So let's have a look at some of the different tops that we can do. By the way, what we'll be using to make these is our little envelope punch board from We Are Memory Keepers. Okay, so this one here's probably one of my favourite shapes, is this little top here, because I do like to thread ribbons and fibres and whatnot through the tops of my tags. So we've got this shape here, got this one here, it's got a little scalloped edge to it. Okay, this is very similar, except the scallops are bigger, so all I've done is used a paper punch on the bottom, and we get the shape from the envelope punch board with this part here. Okay, if we just didn't want to use a punch, then we'd end up with just the shape and a plain bottom on them there, like that. Now, depending on, this is exactly the same, but you can see that the shapes are very different. So it really is just depending on the size you cut your paper to begin with. Okay, so we've had a little look at those. Move on, we'll just have a quick look at that one there. So once again, that one's got the hole through the top for the ribbons. So let's move along and make some tags. Okay, so we'll grab our punch board here, and all I've done is cut up some manila folders to get the card that I'll be using to punch out here, make our little tags. It's a nice weight, the manila folders. It's not too heavy, not too light, it's just right. So if you want to add a layer of paper, it's fine to do that. So we'll just also have a look at some of the shapes that you can actually get on the punch board. So I might actually just grab a piece of dark card here so you might be able to see it better. So first of all, we've got this shape here, which is one of my favourites, and I've just rounded the corners at the bottom here using the back, or you can just use a little corner round, it doesn't really matter. But this one here gives you just a slight kick off to the sides, which is just a nice little shape. And the other shape that we've got here is the same as what we've just done, except I've filed off the edges so you don't have that little kick. Okay. And then this is quite highly domed, this one. But once again, with the little tops on them, the little tabs, they just come up beautiful. Okay, so let's get punching. So we'll grab one of our little tags, and look, it really doesn't matter what width you cut these to. It's up to you what size tag you're wanting, I guess. So for this shape, with the little kicks on the side, little wings, we'll call them wings, the little wings on the side, what we need to do is line up the edge of our cardstock with the inside edge where the cutting blade is in here. So it's the furthest left, so you're just moving your paper along until it just meets that inside left edge there. Okay, and then we're just going to punch. Oh, I didn't actually have that. We'll do the other side. I didn't have that. Make sure that you do actually have it pushed right up against that that cutting edge there. So making sure it's up this time. There we go, that looks a little better. And again, just flip it over, line that edge up, and punch again. Okay, so that's giving us that nice little edge there. Sometimes you do get these little bits of fibres coming from your paper. Look, just give that a quick fold and that's fine. So that gives you that edge there. Okay, so the other edge we wanted to look at was the high domed edge. So grab a little piece of cardstock here. And what we're going to do this time is line it up with the score guide. You've got this little kick arm coming out to the side here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to line the edge of our paper up with the edge of that little arm there. Okay, once again, make sure it is pushed up against the edge of your punch board, or you'll have what happened to me just a moment ago. And push down, flip it over, line it up exactly the same again, and punch down. Now that's not much of a tag, you say, but what we do is, you can use a pen and ruler if you like and make a straight line there. I just line it up by the eye and just snip off that, just running straight along here. Just using that cut guide, that pre-cut as a guide, and there you go. So there's our high domed tag, which once again, with the toppers on them, the pulls, the tabs, they look fantastic. So the different tabs that we've got here we go here. You can see it's all, they're all the same width across, bar this nice little one here. So these are all 1.5 inches wide. Where the difference comes in is how deep you make your paper. For example, this one's 2 inches, and this one here's 2.5 inches. This one here is only 1 3/4 inches. Okay, so the smallest I've found that you can actually do on the punch board is 1 inch wide. You just can't go down any further, or as you can see, that's really narrow there. Okay, so this one here, if you do like this little one, which is great for your tiny tags, it's 1 inch wide by 2 inches long. Okay, so we'll make a couple of these now so you understand where I'm going with it all. Oh, and just one more thing. With the large one, this is one of my favourite shapes at the moment, and it's because I can put that hole in the top, and all I do is reinforce them with some of these little things you get from the stationery shop, little foolscap reinforcements things, and I just ink them up to match my tag, let them dry, and then punch out my hole with my largest hole punch from our memory keepers, and you'll find that these actually fit perfectly over that. I just think it looks rather cute, very nice. Okay, so let's have a look at how we actually make these. Okay, so we've got some cardstock here. I've already cut them to save us some time, and we'll have a look at the longer one that we were just looking at with the hole in first. So to make that one, you need your card to be 1.5 inches wide by 2.5 inches long. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is actually score this little piece. Now with all of them, we're going to score them in half. Okay, so this one here, it's 2.5 inches, so we'll score it at 1 1/4. So we'll just score that one straight down there. Now we know that we scored that at 1 1/4, so that's exactly where we're going to line it up on our little board here. So if we find the 1 1/4 mark just here, just line that up and punch it down. Flip it over, line it up again at 1 1/4 and punch it, and there we go. And as you can see, here's our tab well on the way to being made. So what I tend to like to do, after I've scored that line, I don't burnish it down until I've actually done the cuts on the envy maker. And then I'll go ahead and score that down, just so you can line the paper up, the cardstock up a little better. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and use my corner punch here. Pop that in there. Love this little punch, it's so strong. Actually going through 2 pieces of cardstock there. So I've just rounded those corners off. Now let's go ahead and pop that hole in the centre. So just line that up about where I would like it to be and punch. Okay, let's grab one of those little stickers here. Now when you do ink these up, you must give them a bit of time to dry or they're just not going to peel off for you nice and easy. They will fight you. So there you go. One little tab. So let's have a look at that on one of these here. So then you just go ahead and glue that down. Obviously you cut it to coordinating paper or have it matching the tag you're going to make. But there you go, as easy as that. Isn't that great? I love them. Okay, so let's have a look now at the smaller size. And I've got a piece here. Now this one here, once again, it's 1.5 inches wide. It's 2 inches long. So being 2 inches long, that means we need to score it at 1 inch. So we're scoring it right in half. Okay, so we know that that is scored at 1 inch. So we will line it up on our little board here at 1 inch. That makes sure that that cut is totally centered. And so there we go. Once again, fold that over, meeting those edges. And then we can go ahead and score. Just burnish that down. Burnish that score line. And there we go. Let's just round this one off. I mean, you can leave them straight if you like. You might have another decorative edge punch you'd like to use. That would be rather nice too. And then here we go with the shorter version. Like so. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay. One other thing I'll just show you just very quickly. I'll just score this one. Excuse me. So this one here I need to score at 1 1/4 because it is 1 1/2 long. I just quickly do this one in half. So I know it's 1 1/4, so I'll take it to that 1 1/4 line. 1 1/4. Okay. Now this part here can be a little bit fiddly. But it really depends on whether your paper punch wants to cooperate with you or not. And what I've used here is this large EK Success punch. I'm just going to thread that through and grab my little tweezers here. And just line it up in there like so on the edge. Give it a punch. And you can see that gives us that nice scalloped edge there. Okay, and that is how we've achieved that one there. Okay. Alright, now let's have a look at this one here. Now this little pocket is matching our tags. Excuse me. And as you can see, we've got a nice little edge to this here, which I think just jazzes up your pocket just that little bit. And you know, you can just do so many different things with this. Put a bit of lace around it. Look, whatever. Options are endless, really. So to make those little pockets, so we've got one here. All you need to do is make sure whatever size your tag is going across, the width of your tag, you need to make sure that you cut your paper 1 1/4 inches wider. Okay, so we've got a tag here and it is 2 1/2 inches, so we would need to make that 3 3/4. So I've got one here already cut to show you how to do it. Okay, so we've got this little tag here. Let's just measure that again. And it is 2.5 inches. So remember, we need to add on 1 1/4 inches. So we'll need to cut our piece of card for our pocket to 3 3/4. Okay, now what we need to do, grab our scoreboard. Now we're going to score at 1/2 inch down one side. Turn it around. We're going to score 1/2 inch on the other side. Turn it lengthwise and we're going to score 1/2 inch along the bottom edge. So when that's all folded up, that will give us our little flaps to glue down, creating our pocket. Okay, so now we'll grab our scoreboard. We're going to line up our score mark at the 1 inch mark. Make sure it's flush against this back rail here. Lining that score line right on that 1 inch mark and punch. Turn it over and do the same again. Line that score line up at the 1 inch mark and punch. And we just need to grab a knife and a ruler, and we're just going to trim that middle section out. Okay, just like that. As you can see, it gives us that lovely little curve in there. Okay, so let's go ahead and just taper these corners. We'll cut that off at an angle as this side. And we'll just taper these in slightly. That way we don't see any edges when it's all folded. So let's fold that over. Okay, and we'll give that a little score. Now we'll add our tape to the back. And we'll stick that down. As we can see, where's that little tag gone? There we go. That tag will fit in there beautifully. Okay. So just remember, whatever the width of your tag is, you need to cut your card for your pocket at 1 1/4 inches wider. That is allowing for a 1/2 inch flap on either side. And it just gives you that extra little bit of room as well, so that the tag will slide in and out nicely. So you could have a few layers of paper or a little bit of embellishment, and it's still going to slide in and out of there, giving you that finished product right here. Okay, so look, I hope that you have enjoyed this little tutorial, all the tips I've given you, and have lots of fun creating your own little tabs, pockets and tags. Thank you so much, and I'll be seeing you soon. Bye.